The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Thursday, the 17th of July. We're looking at the Dow up 143 at 44,399. It's every time there's some selling pressure and there's just that momentary sense that there's a dark cloud appearing to really give some impetus to the downside. Oh, it dissipates and lightens up and the sun comes shining out, the market bounces. And that's the theme. You've got to know that that's the theme and try to deal with it. Well, what we did, because the Dow had already started to make that peak C1, C2. It was also PG, a double top in the 44,800s. That became kind of a sense that maybe making some kind of a top. And then the S&P went to a leg F. Could be an alternate count, but it's calling it an F for now. At 6302.12, and we had that sudden sharp slide. So we did have a short position via the SPX S3 times short, just a small one. So we that big spike yesterday, we managed to take something off at like 2-point-something% gain on that at the position, small position. And then it came down today and took out by a couple of pennies our stop, and we're out of it. I'll wait. I'm quite prepared. Usually we try it once or twice based on chart wave notation. If we do get a third chance, the third chance is usually the one that can more than make up any tiny little losses. I don't know if that's the case right now because a lot's going on. Let me show you why. So we've got the S&P up 18 at 6281, 6302.04. I'll just double check. Was the high that was made 3 sessions ago? Yep, that was on the 15th. Still, look at that. The whole thing is that 9-period moving average is so much, it's so positive. It is so far above the 14-period moving average. You go 62.50 for the green 9-period moving average and 62.24 for the black 14-period moving average. To turn that green into a pink, you'd have to go down probably to 61.40 in the S&P to see that green flip negative, and a very strong daily chart, very strong monthly chart. So weekly, daily, weekly, monthly, everything right now is looking good. It has not. It looked at the moment. It was at the low yesterday of 62.01, having gone 100 points down. I mean, that's in the old days that was a lot. But now, look, even now, if I show you the futures, we're waiting for a leg D. We've just got a leg D about to emanate in the 5-minute E-mini. Most importantly, yep, there it is. Bing, you just got your leg D. Okay, but that means because it's within 10 minutes, you've extended the leg C in the 10-minute chart. And the 10-minute chart should give you a very nice leg D at some point at least. Doesn't have to tell you how high it goes, but it should pull back and then go to a D. So with that said, all I can say is that when the theme changes, and they just, so the tariffs are sitting there, there's the whole thing with Powell sitting there, and all these things are negotiable, and then you've got, the way I'm reading Trump at this particular point is that the president he's emulating what you would expect when someone is under pressure. Now, the pressure that he's under is one that's a little weird. There's this whole thing with there's the case that everyone's talking about, and then there are some very good things that are happening in the market, and that's a frustration. But it's interesting that that's a frustration when it should be nothing, like he said, minor thing. It should be a minor thing, and you should be looking at others. So I'm saying that there are little cumulus clouds building up, but there's nothing that you can see right now. I'm anticipating, and I'll explain why, that there will be something that appears over the next couple of weeks that just says, now we've got a bit of a timeout. And this is the only reason why. It's not a major anything. It's just saying that's the way I'm looking at it. Look at the QQQ. QQQ up 225, just about an all-time high, 559.7. Look at the SMHs. The SMHs had a horrible session yesterday. Boom, they're right back. They're up 1 at 290.20. But the way that you're starting to see some of the technicals, not the 914s, but some of the other technicals start to pull back, is just a hint that there's just something out there waiting, all right? Now, wait a minute. You say they're waiting. You always talk about your key stocks. Well, look at this. GE, all-time high today, pops up to 272.80, all-time high. The same session has a 12-point slide to 260.08. Now it's back to 265.63. This is just a hint that there are some signs out there that are just suggesting a digestive phase. I don't see a major sell, but I do see this happening. And Robinhood right now, where's that? All-time high as we speak. 100. Okay, so let me talk about this. You remember I said to my subscribers, because we are long Robinhood, not as long as heavy as we would love to be, but we are long. And I said to subscribers, stocks that go to 95 or 96 that have come back a long way, and now they're at 95, 96, very often, and sometimes it's quite quick, they get to 105 to 106. What's the high today? 106.30. And yet, the MACD is good. The rate of strength is not quite as good as it was, but really good as it was in the beginning of July, but it's still very good. The MACD is still expanding. The stochastics flat at 91%. That's great. The on-balance volume is not oversold. It's just doing nicely. Wow, I mean, what can you say? And this is a leg, possibly a leg B in the weekly chart of Robinhood. It's done more than a 1-to-1 from the low that was made down in the 29 area back in April 2030. What was that exact number? That number was 29.66. And it went to 66.91. That was the high of February, the week of the 10th. And now the expansion has gone 1-to-1, and now we're above that. We're above it. And look at this. In the monthly chart, I said 85 was my target. Wow. That 85 all-time high back in August of 2021 goes down to $6.81. And here we are at 106. All I can say is that fabulous action. Do I have any signals yet? Not yet. But I'm just saying that I'm looking to see. What was it? Oh, IAI. That's the broker-dealer ETF. As we're speaking, all-time high. 173.40. Let's see, leg C, only a leg C in the weekly chart. All of these stocks that I'm mentioning, we are long. What's the other one that I want? Oh, IBIT. Let's just look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulled back a little bit today, but it made an all-time high of 123,615 4 sessions ago, digesting those gains. What else did I want to? So, Microsoft. How can you forget Microsoft? We still have a long position from 338. Recycle, this is now a G/C, an all-time high at 510.96. Now, the irony of this is that I don't see, you see this pattern here, look at this weekly pattern. I'm sorry, look at this daily pattern, how it's just gone up with minor pullbacks, just making higher. Look at the weekly pattern. Every single week since it broke out the week of the 2nd of May, every single week has had a higher leg. Higher leg. So this is still a leg B, not a peak. I'll be back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
I just wanted to change something. Microsoft at 509.44 actually has made a second. I thought it was an instant restart, and it wasn't, but this is a brand new A, B, right there, B, and then it's an F/C if you want to put it that way. But in fact, it turns out to be a C, and now we're in another D. And that's the only reason that in the Chapman Wave methodology, we're getting so many of these notations that are just suggesting that we're getting, just technically based on my waveform, this is kind of where we start to look for some kind of a dip. That's all. And we'll see. The day is young, week is young, month is young. But in the meantime, all our positions right now are long positions. They're actually doing most of them are doing very nicely. So I wanted to do this here. So I'll quickly go to some of the questions so I don't run out of time. So TERN is, I noticed I put that in, but now I don't see what it is. It's some kind of Terra Pharmaceuticals. This is the leg F to the upside. E, so this could be C. So it could be, so C, this could be, now I'll do this because it's part of what I was going to do in the restarts. So you see this peak C here, because everything started to turn down, and there was a slightly lower peak C over there. Now this is something where it would be very difficult to notate in terms of having a software program that would do it. This is something I've done visually for ages. I just did it I just did it in the 1 minute chart. People were looking, if they were looking at my charts during the break. I put in a peak C1, C2, and look how we've fallen. The Dow, what did I put in? I put a peak C1 and C2, and look how we've fallen. So here we go. This is a peak C1, C2. It doesn't mean to say you've got to change your methodology in the Chapman Wave. It just says there's another way of looking at this, and if you learn it, you're going to always be kind of ready for some kind of surprise, and then it won't be a surprise. So what I would be doing here is I'd be saying, hey, wait a minute. This is really the notation for TERN, trading at 5.35, up 8 cents. Look at this. This becomes an A. That becomes a B. That becomes a C. and that becomes a D. And now we're ready for anything. F was fine. You'd also be ready for anything. But this is the way I would notate it for a couple of reasons. One is, if you do your homework, you'll learn that this is the pattern that I call the potential cup and ladle pattern. It says if after a peak D or higher, in this case it's a C1, C2, you have an inside buy signal that goes to a peak A and then a B underneath the previous high or just about, you could have a really sharp move. And this is exactly, so this is not a cup and ladle. This is a Chapman wave cup and handle, I'm sorry. This is a Chapman wave cup and ladle, a very powerful pattern. And now you've got leg C in the weekly. Monthly chart, let's not even talk about that. It's a work in progress. Now what this says is that the 9-period moving average of 4.92 to the black 14-period moving average of 4.71 should be just on a very short-term basis, a worst-case pullback. If the market turns down, and this goes with the market, that's different. But right now, it's in its own sphere. It's doing what it needs to do. It's done from the April low. It's done everything in the weekly chart very nicely. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Where would I look for the left side target? Well, if it can break into the 550s, then immediately I would go with this candle right here, the week of the 10th of January, which is 595. But right here is where you want to see very minimum time taken on any pullback. It needs to have, like it had at peak C, 1 bar and then moves up. That's exactly what we saw that in U, which I missed. Oh, we would have had it, and I missed, and here it is, going from my entry point that I wanted at 7 or just under 7, and here it is at 8.66. This is the same pattern. Look at this leg D. It's the same sort of thing, and trading at 8.66 up 42 cents. And UEC, the one that we've had for years, on and off. We didn't have it this time, and look at that nice move there. There's your peak C1, C2. So this is called a leg D, but it could change into a leg A. I don't want to get carried away. D's fine. And D in the weekly chart, that's uranium energy core. So let's go back to TERN. You'll see that the idea, the concept is the same. C1, C2, boom, goes to a D. Very strong move up. So those are the parameters I'll be looking for. Is the weight loss? Oh, this is the weight loss rate. Okay. You're just thinking that's a potential takeover. Okay. So XRPT. LO, thank you for reminding me about that. I've been following this. I did XRPT. I just haven't had a chance to really do the kind of homework I wanted to do on this, but I wanted to use it as a trading vehicle since it was brought up to my attention. Today it's up 2.53, up 11.5% to 24.47. Leg E is just extended. I'm beginning to like this very much. It's going to become something I follow. That might become a trading position unless it gets too high in price. But right now, you're perfectly correct. It's done. And lots of ETFs are being rolled out. That makes me nervous. You know, there was a point where they were talking about funds. There were enough funds, not as many as stocks, but it was just an incredible amount of funds. Then ETFs. And that's the way we're going to be going until we make this major top in the market. I don't know when, but we'll see that. And then you're going to get options and options. Always joked about that. At some point, you get options and options. You kind of get that now with futures and options. Oh, by the way, listen to the to Tommy's show. If you didn't have a chance this morning, Morning Market Kickoff, he did a fabulous analysis of Netflix. What you can do, how you can use options. He didn't put the trade on. He might, I don't know, but he was talking about it as an idea that kind of percolating to the way you can use options and the way you can get a 1-2-3 advantage if it works in your favor based on such a high price stock. Let's see what Netflix is trading at, right? NFLX. Such a high price stock. It's trading at 1,253. It made a peak E and it's pulled back. I have it in a sell signal right now in the daily chart. It's called a leg B, a peak B in the weekly chart that's really positive, and a leg E in the monthly chart. But this daily chart is digesting gains. I wouldn't be surprised if at 1,230 to 1,200 we start to really get a test of whether it's going to make some kind of a base and then move back higher again. So XXR, oh, thank you, S&P XXRP. Okay, so I wanted to do that. I did that. A question came in now. Oklo. Oh, okay. It's the one that I've always followed, but we don't actually have it. Oklo Clean Energy, also nuclear startup. Very nice bounce. I'm a little concerned about this cup formation. In my mind, I always have these images. It looks like on a swing, when you're swinging and then it reaches that moment where it's at zero, where it's not going up, it's not going down. Is that exactly stationary? That's it. And I'm just thinking that it might have to have one little bit of a 55.41. If it can get to 70, it's at 65.38 right now. If it can get it at 70, then it will make a cup formation to try to test the recent high in the 74s. But if it suddenly slides and it closes by Tuesday, it's actually below 60. I think it might have it's run out of energy right now. But at this particular moment, it's had a nice gap to the upside, up $1.10 at 65.47. I'm just watching it closely to see if it can hold this level. Yeah, but it's looking pretty good. I'll be right back. Dow is...
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Back folks, so we're back, and Dow is up 68, S&P's up 12. But this is what I want to say. So I had a question about Uber. So Uber, if you do this in the Chapman methodology that I way back started talking about, but then very soon after that I modified it. In fact, this is exactly what I wanted to do today. Yesterday I did the Chapman restarts, and I was going to do a couple today, but thank goodness this came up. So here's Uber. I wrote in the weekly chart that there should be a Chapman wave cup and ladle to D pattern. Well, lo and behold, look what we got. We got D right there. Okay, that's the weekly chart. But wait a minute. If you go from the low right here, the low that was made at 81.90, is that 80? 81.86 on the 3rd of June, you could just very quickly go peak A, peak B, peak C, and you say, what the heck? This is a very sharp pullback, because that was a peak G at 92.60 back in May. You can't get H's. You have to think about a recycle or something. Well, lo and behold, if you do this as carefully as I always say, remember, this is your starting point, and the idea of the Chapman wave is to count every single peak above the starting point so that you can get to a D. You don't want to make a mistake. Well, lo and behold, look what we got. We got a peak A right there. But wait a minute, it pulls back, and there's another A. Don't miss those, because that makes it cogent. Now you've got yourself very clearly your peak A, your peak B. There's your peak C. Now where do you get the sharpest pullback? At the fourth highest peak, peak D. Oh, I was looking, I said, something's wrong. And then I said, nope, start from there. Peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D. All right, that's it. So this is pulling back. I'm thinking Uber right now is just stuck in a range, making higher highs and higher lows. But the 2 points extra that it came down from 3 sessions ago, I'm a little worried about that. I would say I love the stock in terms of the longer-term outlook, but I'd just be a little careful. Be prepared. I don't know if that gap at 85 will be, so there's 88. At 88 will be filled, but just be aware that if it breaks 89 support, it's going to probably take that out. But as a longer-term buy and hold, yes. Let's go. So, next question was BBA. BBAI. So BBAI, look at this. Huge move up. I want you to add to the position. We have 50-something% gain on this already. I looked at it and I loved it, and I thought today's the day, because if the market gets a little bit choppy, if this is able to take, it was just too many words. I didn't know how to explain it. But if it was able to get above yesterday's high of 751, all of a sudden, especially since AIQ, so this is Big Bear Inc. Holdings, Edge AI, technology specialized in national security, that's important. But because the AIQ, the artificial intelligence ETF, did so well yesterday, went to 44.21, we are still long 2 positions, core position, much, much lower down, and trading position. I think this is great, BBAI. So I think even now, we'll see where it closes. But it looks to me, based on this leg D in the weekly chart, that we've gone halfway into the long wick. It's not quite an inverted Chapman Roman candle, but it has the characteristics. So if it's able to hold above 838 for about today's trading right now at 813. If it can do that for about 60 to 80 minutes, there's a good chance either tomorrow or today even, it could climb into the 872 area. Okay, so where's the support? Obviously at the low today was 725. Next question came in. As I say, so we are long from 5.09 and it's trading at 810 right now. Question came, IWM. So IWM, about a week ago, we had someone saying, IWM, what do you think about it? And I said, you've looked at it for so long. It's actually a subscriber. You've looked at it for so long, and you've been wanting to talk about, I'm getting the sense now that you're looking for some kind of an index that has the possibility of getting in now even if there's a pullback, because the weekly and monthly charts are looking so good, and I said you could just start a little position here. It looks like it wants to pull back, but be prepared. It should come back. Well, it did pull back, and now it pulled back to the 218s, and now it's at 222.95 up $1.93, and that 9-period moving average, when it pulled back, held fantastically. So this is like spring-loaded. It could move up, but it's the same situation. If you want to be in it, you could start a position. This is not the position. The position that you want is having patience to get to the 215, maybe even the 212. 211 is the 200-period moving average. But that's really where I want to start a position. But an entry point, just a feeler position, as I said before, is not bad at all. But you got to be prepared for maybe even it's a 225, maybe even an 8-point pullback. But it does look like in the weekly chart, it wants to go higher. So that's that. Next question came in. Oh, did I forget something? Let me just, if you don't mind, I'm just going to have a quick look here. So that's ZTUS. Is that an index? Because I can't get those other indexes. ZTUS. Let's see if I can get that. No, I can't get that. Sorry. So the DBA Agricultural Fund, which we are now out of after being in for 5 years or something like that. I'm just done with this. DBA Agricultural Fund, I'm looking and I'm saying that the way the chart is looking at this particular point, there's arch formation in the weekly chart. I see upside limit. We were in at the 13s. We got out with almost 100% gain, 88% gain, I think it was. And we had other gains in between. We're just done. And there's money that can go into other positions. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. So, with that said, if it takes out 25.50, it's trading at 25.67. That's the DBA Agricultural Fund. Wow, I mean, look at this. If you look at wheat, that's wheat. Look at that, lower lows and lower lows. If you're looking at lower highs and lower lows, this is soybean. This is a nice move. This is the first one to really show the technicals are starting to improve. Not good enough, but it is a nice move up 6.5 at 1,027. If you look at corn, down in the dumps. And this is the way I read it. I just think that the grains are telling us that there's a little bit of a deflationary aspect out there in some areas, and you just got to respect that. All right, question came in about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin's going to go to a higher high? Yes, I do. But what's really important about this is that I would like to see it have a digestive phase. Just as everybody gets excited about Bitcoin, it tends to have the digestive phase. And all I want is to test 114,000. If it goes under 112,500, it'll be more intermediate term. Right now, I think it could pull back a little bit, but it's holding very, very well. Basil Chapman, Dow is now down 8. S&P is up 8. I'll be right back. Tiger Technicians Hour.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So JB wants to know about TGB. Oh, and DDOG. Okay. So TGB is Taseko Mines. We got in at 3. It went to 368. It took a nice percentage gains. And now it's pulled back to 319. But what's interesting is high-grade copper today is, in fact, not bad. It's down 0.04 at 5.48. But I don't want to fight this. This peak E that you've got here with so many lower lows, but a little bit of lower highs. But this pattern, this kind of triangle, so just be a little careful because it could be have a quick snap, pull back to 538. So all I'm going to say is that TGB was an attempt to get this to really power higher. It's got a peak C in the leg C, but probably a peak C in the weekly chart, leg E in the monthly chart. I'm not messing around. You know that I've got a 314 stop for a good part of it, and I'm just giving it some room here, but I don't like this action. The 9 is fabulous over the 14, but it is turning down together with the 14. So MACD's weak, stochastic's weak, on balance is weak, relative strength is weak. It's just the 9 that's keeping it. So we might be out of it, but at least with a profit. So that's Taseko Mines. Yesterday's candle was very disappointing, and then today's is kind of confirmation that it's the second time under the 14-period moving average. So let's just watch it. It has to, first of all, it has to hold the 314 area, and then it has to have a quick move and try to get to 338, 340. It doesn't have to hold there. It just has to try to get there. That shows it's got residual strength. If it doesn't show residual strength, that's a problem. Then the question came about DDOG, Datadog, DDOG, DDOG. I have this note. I used to have this. I've had a notator for years and years because we have some subscribers who work for them. Peak ABCD, last peak D was back in 2021, up in the 200 area, pulls back very sharply to 60, comes back. Yeah, this is stalling. Let's just put it this way. It's got a peak B in the weekly chart, but all I can say is that if it closes at 135, I'd have to say, wait, don't do anything. But if it's able to get to 145, just a real quick thing. Oh, I don't know if I can do it quickly. Peak A, B, C, D, E. And then a peak A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so that's a peak G right there at the 157.38. Yeah, nothing's changed. I wanted to give you the right peak G pullback. And this is now gray leg B to the upside, 9's over the 14. I like the 9 over the 14. I like the MACD weak, and the retro strength is improving a little bit. Stochastic and on balance is just pathetic. So all I'm going to say is if it's able to get to 145, all of this will improve. And that'll say the next step will be this high of the 9th of July of 146.07. But right now, I just say don't take out this left side low of 135.845 Datadog. Talking about Datadog, what did I do? Datadog. So I wanted to show you ALDX. This showed up. So this is an incredible chart. We don't have this. It showed up as a screamer a long time ago. I just ignored it. This is Aldera Therapeutics at 534, up 19 cents today, up 3.59%. This is the kind of move that is amazing. It had a huge gap to the downside. Look at this. Plop. And immediately it closed above the doji candle low. So it's trading in the 535 area. Wow. The next day, the low is $1. It's trading in the 530. The next day, $1.14 is the low on the 3rd of April. But look what happened. It goes peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D, E, and then it pulls back. And the 9 is weak over the 14, but the MACD is good. The stochastic was okay. On balance volume made a little top. Then it goes hugs the pink line, A, B, and then it goes C, D, instant restart, A, B, C, D. And what does it do? Remember what I said? This is not the low here. It's the next bar that it gapped down from at 522. What's today's high? 541. It has filled the gap. Aldera Therapeutics. And what this is saying is whatever the bad news was right there, it's taken its time, it's rectified that, it's filled the gap. Now it could be ready to do a little testing inside the gap. Maybe it's at 535, maybe test $5 or 481. The 200-period moving average at 415. It doesn't have to go all the way down. It could have a little bit of a dip, but this just says whoever sold at the low. And there was a Chapman wave. I want you to see if there's a case. Yep, there's a Chapman wave. Volume, price, climax, low. Right there. And that just says that for the next 28 sessions, there should be higher prices. If it doesn't come even close to the low that was made at 1.12, whatever it was, it could go for 56 sessions with higher highs, and that's exactly what it's done. Remember, we saw this in Schwab back in, was it May 13th or something, a couple of years back. It had that 45 round number low. With a perfect Chapman wave volume, price, climax low. Look at the volume. So one day it's trading with a volume of 2.1 million. The next day it's 10 times more. And then that was it. 13 million, 4 million. Today is just, what's today? Today is 345,600. Isn't that amazing? All right, so I wanted to show that kind of technique in the chart. And it's only a leg B at the 200-period moving average. That's why I'm saying it might stall a little bit right here in the weekly chart. Next question came in. Before the break, I wanted to get to this. I wrote it down. TGNX, we did that. Oh, Adtran, ADTN. Oh, this goes back decades, and this goes back a long time. Adtran just showed up as a screamer a little while ago. Adtran Holdings, global networking and communications platforms. Horrible monthly chart, but it is improving. Peak A, B, C, made a peak C. This is the pattern we were looking at in the daily chart of whatever it was I was asked about just a moment ago. What was the stock? And I said, it just could stall here. This is almost like a potential Chapman wave dreaded H pattern, but at the same time, if it keeps going higher like this, that's going to be very positive. So this is a moment of truth, moment being a week. A whole week I'd give it to see whether it tags 10.83, the 200 period moving average, or whether it just stalls right here. So this is daily chart. Let's go to the low, or you go to the left to see if you're getting the right low. Yep, this is the right A, B, C, D. That's already completed. A D, there's a new one. So here we go. Here's the break. And we're in peak A, head trend, peak B, peak C, and here's your D, and here's your pullback. This is what you want to see in TGB. To sake of mind, you want to see the pullback more than like a third, and then whoops, you get a big spike to the upside. At this point, I'm calling it an E. It spiked to 10.23. It's up 6 cents at 9.72. Nice action. I'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So right now the futures, peak C in the 10-minute chart, peak D in the 5-minute chart. I suspect that we're going to try to get to a leg D in the 10-minute chart. How it holds later in the day is going to be important, but most significant is that every bit of buying. Let's just see if there was any trend gauge reading today. Oh, look at that! This is Palantir. Oh, look at that! It's up $1.44 today. So I just wanted to see. Let's go. No, there wasn't a reading, and there wasn't a reading yesterday either in the trend gauge. Right. So this is what I'm looking at here. This is what I'll show subscribers. These white charts right here. I don't want to go into right now. I just wanted to say that within the context of what I'm looking at right now, I don't want to get in front of anything. So anything we're doing on the short side is just very measured. So we took like a 2.8 or something gain on a TAD, took a loss of 2 pennies or something overall. It's nothing. I'm just being cautious right now because I don't have the signals. Let me show you why. Why would a General Electric spike to 272.80 all-time high and now it's down 4.64? I'm just looking at this and saying I'm starting to see some clouds that are those wispy clouds, and they're becoming more the old, I used to joke and call them the Columbus clouds. We'll see. I'm also getting the sense that the frustration that President Trump is demonstrating is going to filter into something over the next couple of days, and then it'll ease up in about a week or two. And that might be a market negative. We'll see. I'm not trying to over-anticipate. I'm just saying I want to be ready. That's the whole thing. So with that said, we're about to wrap up. You're going to Steve Rhodes. Check out my opening call. As I say, we've had some real nice positions, like the BBI right now is up 11%. We're at 5.009. It's at 7.92. We've taken gains. I should have added today because I said it's starting to look a little bit better. Didn't. But hey, that's the name of the game. Have a great day. Stay tuned. Great programming. As I say, check out my opening call daily news.